Hello, this is Jason Thomas, owner and CEO of JTC Blue Collar Developers here in Oklahoma. 2 offices in Oklahoma City and in Tulsa. And our lifetime goal is to make sure that you love your construction job enough to be able to acquire the skill to rise up to the high level positions in the shortest amount of time without spending any money on education. What we do is bring back your grandfather's style of apprenticeships. That means older, wiser men with a younger, eager man to learn and cultivate the communication between the two. We do that with technology. I hope you like technology. We do it with logging in and logging out with our smartphone apps. This helps us be able to track a person's character and present it to the bosses. Let the bosses know you're worth a lot more money. If you've got about 5 minutes, I'll show you how the company works. It works, and the goal is going to be blue-collar lifetime worker. If you're not in it for a blue-collar lifetime goal, you just want to try it out, it's not a very good industry to try out. It's fraught with safety. It demands a lot of skill, constant, never-ending learning, and it will be an outdoor types of job. So if you're like hunting and fishing and sports and outdoors, you might like construction, but if you don't like any of that, probably don't need to take a lifetime construction job. Just to let you know some of these faces, people that worked in the company that became very successful on their own free will, and they didn't have to spend a nickel on school, and a lot of these have got rewards, tools, and incentives just from us, being able to just put up weekend classes. Right now we're doing videos online. If you want to learn, you want to get up to the high-end, electrical is a great place, but how about fire alarm? Easier way. You may have heard plumbing pays good, but you don't want to deal with the sink and the stink. Fire sprinklers. We got a license to do fire alarms and sprinklers, and it's really cutting the time to get invested in a lifetime career from 4 years down to 1 year. So these are successful. If you feel like you can fit in with these faces and these stories, you might do good here. Let me tell you a little bit about an analogy, okay? Because you probably already know when you're working in most positions, but especially construction, you will feel like one of these 2 horses. Whether a workhorse carrying a heavy load and pulling burden and probably doesn't like his job, or a racehorse loves his job, great leadership, has a goal. The goal is to win. One of these horses is more likely to get up and go to work in the morning. And I'll let you guess which one it is. So if you had a problem being a workhorse, let's start thinking about the things that make you a racehorse. Loyalty, dependability, goals, learning, hard work, right direction, focus. If you guys know what I'm talking about here, you'll go far. If those things don't appeal to you, probably don't need to take a construction job. Now, what we're saying, 27.5% construction labor turnover, that means basically 27 people stay at the job and 72.5% leave within a year. And 2 people die out on a construction job every day in construction. So it's mostly residential. We only do commercial construction. But once again, the workhorse that hates his job is way more likely to get killed on the job site. So we raise that number to 85% by finding people that like this kind of pattern. And we put those guys into the race who want to race. So we're going to show them to the biggest general contractors in Oklahoma City and Tulsa offices, going full force, and we're doing really well. Raise that number from 27 people who like their job to 85%. 85% of our people like their job. 85 out of 100 love it here. After 1 year of work, we'll get you the high levels. Fire alarm, fire sprinkler is a good way to get started. Carpentry is the most common one. So how does it work? Well, if you're watching this video, you're getting kind of an idea. We're just touching on the surfaces, but once you become an employee, we'll get guidebooks. We've got employee manual of benefits. We have respect videos that show you how to do conference call. And, we could talk about it in keeping with the racehorse analogy. So a racehorse needs a racetrack. So how does it work? Well, the first day you'll be signing up. The first day after you get through the orientation, which includes a background check and a drug and alcohol check. So medical, life, dental, and vision will be offered you after your first day of working, and 90 days it will kick in. The first incentive, as we call it, not milestone, but the incentive is to come to the classes and better your life. So we have one of those every month. This month we're doing fire alarm. We have a panel in the back where we can test it out and do some programming on it. Also, if you take any classes, fall protection, scissor lift, CPR, or OSHA 10, we will give you $15 worth of free tools every time you complete a class and better your life. At the end of 6 months, you should have all these certificates: an OSHA 10, which is a 10-hour safety scissor lift, CPR, scaffolding, and fall protection. That right there would cost you over $1,300 at the VOTEC or some other training association. Right here, you get it for free, as always, at JTC. We will, at that point, take your resume, which we keep track of. It's a name badge resume, and we'll send it to the bosses. And I've never had a boss turn it down at a man that's proved his worth, or a woman for that matter. The women are doing really well. Gate security, jobs, elevator operators, and yard liaisons, and things like that. Milestone number 3. You get to a year, we're going to offer you a higher up job into our shipping container builds, and then you'll learn the art of welding, painting, framing, and we'll do some cool custom arts with those shipping container buildings. Really fun stuff there. You also have a license at that point to do fire alarms and fire security, which JTC will help you get started in, and we might get you the higher end of the journeyman classes by 1 year time. Could be. I've had people become a electrical technician. It's a low voltage technician within a year. You get to 2 years, you're up on the higher levels, more opportunities piling in every month. Every 6 months, you'll be getting raised. You had 4 at this point. Dollar raises if you have the OSHA 10 training, which is very, very good to have. And if you get the OSHA 10 training, we're going to kick it up automatically the first month. You don't have to wait 6 months. We're going to kick you a dollar raise up from $12.50 to $13.50 starting pay. $13.50 is our baseline starting pay, basically for everybody who complete the OSHA 10. Okay. Meanwhile, everybody is watching this as this is happening. And online, our technology is what I got Innovator of the Year. It allows employers to check in on these workers as they're growing, as they're going, and as the supervisors are reviewing. And all this information is accessed by a database or a link on your name badge, showing everybody that what type of the character that you have, and it will get you more money if you're the right type of person. So does your goal match our goal? You have to ask yourself, what is my personal goal? If it's a blue-collar lifetime career, well, that matches our goal. We want to be a development agency that helps people get to their blue-collar lifetime goal. So our goal is the nation's premier developer of working skilled tradesmen. Developer means hopefully we hire people that don't know it all. They're not, people that are set in their ways. They're real easy to train. So people that don't know it all. So you're a developer. Check that box. Working means you want to get paid. School does not pay you, so they're not a working skilled tradesman. Skilled tradesman is the goal. Electrical, fire alarm technician, survey technician, carpentry is like an easy way to get in. If you want to be a skilled tradesman, all of those are skills, and all of those pay mid-20s or more. After you have the skill, 1 to 2 years with us, 4 years out of VOTEC. So never live without direction again. We're going to build this resume, and once again, it's accessed by top right-hand corner, a name badge. That's what it looks like for Chad Martinez. His name badge, you wear it around on your vest, on your safety vest, and any boss can see who you are and what's your work ethic, and all these training documents. Not personal information, but only training documents, attendance records, safety participation, reviews from your supervisors, pictures of your work, charitable events, interests that you might be interested in. These are things employers would really like to know from their lifetime employees. So do me a favor, make this thing look green. Don't make it look like the yellow or the red. I mean, who would you hire? A person that misses half the time in the yellow, or somebody that never misses in the green? So, proof for hire. More than just a job. So we know communication will solve all problems. Remember when I said that we're trying to bring back an old school style of communication where the older, young, wiser man with the younger, eager man, and we use phones and technology in between. Texting is fine. Communication with the phones are fine as long as we do it within the parameters of not getting into the job sites or interfering with our jobs. So it looks like this on our app. We can use the the time off app. If you have to have a scheduled time off, say a baby's doctor's appointment or a dental appointment, put it in here and your managers will automatically receive a text all over the place. Even the hiring managers and the safety managers for JTC will know what happened to you. Communication's really good. This app also has a punch in and out feature. You can punch in and out like a time clock, and it will let you have accuracy of your hours. You'll know exactly how much you're making on your paycheck if you hit the pay button and your hours are correct. We've always got your back when it comes to pay. Make sure you clock in and clock out at 15-minute intervals. So if you clock in at 7:01, it's going to make you 7:15 if that's your start time. Or if you clock out at 3:29 and 3:30 is your end time, it'll clock you down to 3:15. So don't lose any money. Clock out on time. Prove to the bosses that you're worth what you're asking for, and in 1 year later, you'll get it. So request time off is real easy. Please do this. If you don't do this, then we're going to have a big gapping red spot over your attendance records, and it may cost you money at the point of hire within 90 days. Now, 90 days is the qualifier, 6 months is the raise. Okay, and then don't forget about the community section. We talk to one another, fantasy football. We have a lot of potluck lunches when we get back to meeting together. We'll send you links to training things, conference calls about getting your credit in check, how to write a business plan, details about licensing, even pictures of up-and-coming jobs. Please connect to the community and interact with us. Once again, communication solves all problems. So, what does JTC do? Okay, we use character resumes, the invention I invented, to be able to get identified by the bosses on the job site by doing only one thing, working in character. So measure attendance, measuring safety, we measure clients' opinion with the reviews, and we mostly measure determination to hit your goals. Everybody's looking for guys that want to hit their goals and be here, a lifetime committed blue-collar guy, and there is a lot of money to be made in this field. Education, that's the last thing I want to tell you. Now, we're like a school, but we don't charge you money, and we're not going to be college professors preaching to you. We're going to learn on the job with our hands, tactical, not sitting in the office chair. We're going to learn out on the job, in the environment, and this is the best way blue-collar workers have always learned. We're just bringing it back. $1.5 trillion in college student loans. It's going to be $3 trillion by 2030. We got to be able to get our blue-collar guys into big careers like this and start their own companies so we don't have that much debt. But that's my personal opinion. That's why we do it here. I'm doing this for one reason and one reason only. Personally, this was never done for me. I had to kick and scream and scratch my way up to the higher levels, and I had to do it. It was very extremely hard. It shouldn't be that hard in America when you got work ethic and proven work ethic. And that's what we stand on here. So I appreciate your time. If you got any questions, go ahead and text Ian or text in one of the hiring bosses that you got this video from, and they'll be glad to get you to the next level. So study the goals, find out what you want to do. Surveying's great. We're running robots with surveying. It's techie job. Outdoorsy job is surveying. Electrical, if you want to get into it, low volt is easier way. Plumbing, you don't want to mess with sinks. You don't want to do any stinks. Fire sprinklers is the highest paid at $46.99 an hour at Tinker. But you have to qualify for Tinker. So these are the things that you should be thinking about. Do some research. I would say go out there and see if it's too good to be true. Go talk to the lowest person on the totem pole. You go to any of these big jobs in Oklahoma City or in Tulsa, find my logo and see if any of those guys or ladies hate or love their job, or see what they say about us. Do your research. Don't get hung up on any crooks. The greener pasture guys will always be crooks, in my opinion. But I'll put every promise in writing, and when we get to the face-to-face interview, we'll map out your goals, and we'll have a partnership. This will not be a dictatorship. It's unlike any other job you'll ever have. So, best of luck to you, and I'll see you in the next round.